Earth Prime.
Oh, okay, cool.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. You said Earth. Welcome to
They're
Earth.
only
So they're gonna do a lot of like crossover stuff now.
yeah,
or
because they all live on the same planet.
They're gonna do a infinite. They're gonna do Infinite
Like-
Crisis the musical next.
like
Nice.
like Lex Luthor.
I wouldn't doubt it. They have a tendency to do.
I would watch that. That's
I
one
bet
of the
Melissa
best.
Benoist is
Yeah.
stoked for that.
That is one of the best Buffy episodes ever. Buffy the
Well, they
Vampire
did-
Slayer, the musical
They
episode.
did a
was
Flash episode.
They
Did
did
they
a
really?
Yeah,
Flash,
they did. They
Yeah.
did.
and I think Supergirl.
yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do one on Supergirl. Like Supergirl gets
No,
started in
she
the Flash.
ended up in the Flash
one,
universe.
yeah.
and
Shut up. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'm in. I like
they
that
had to
stuff.
do
Yeah.
a full musical episode.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
If it is the Grease 2 of the Berlanti-verse, I'm in.
Just
I'm
watch
in.
it.
I'm in. All
I
right.
feel like we kind of everyone kind of dropped it. After,
Yeah. Season 2 was where I kind of started to drift off.
Yeah, like season
There's
2
too
for
many
Flash, everybody
speedsters,
was
villains.
dropping off.
Yeah.
They
But-
kept resetting the
Flash
timeline
got
and finding a new speedster
really
villain.
repetitive.
Well, Barry couldn't
after a
stop himself. He
Well,
kept
he
on
kept-
going messing with time.
He kept messing with time. That was
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
He was like,
Um,
I'm gonna go back in time.
But
Yeah.
so while we're kind of on comic related stuff, I
Ugh.
think we had two set leaks one from Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Oh, we got a set leak from Star Trek Picard. That's gonna be a freaking.
We got the
Crap show?
U.S. agent.
Oh, yeah, I saw
played by
that.
that new guy,
John-
whoever,
Yeah.
whatever the
What's his name?
whatever the hell his face is, and the suit looks cool though.
Vanessa Hudgens.
It's
Ooh.
played. Cap is played by Vanessa Hudgens. It's awesome.
Okay, I'm interested.
John-
Mommy,
no,
they
Forgetting Sarah Marshall did the same thing.
Yeah.
and
didn't like either one of
also
those
we
actresses
saw
before.
some live footage of Kit Harington running around as Black Knight apparently in London.
Are we gonna see-
nothing really intriguing?
Are we gonna
but-
see Thanos?
We've already seen Thanos.
Yeah.
All right, maybe he's gonna be in the Eternals. Like I said before, he's an Eternal. That's why he's
Shut
so
up, Chief.
powerful.
No, he's Black Knight.
Well, no, not Kid Harington. Thanos.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
he's a deviant.
Yeah, he's gonna be an Eternal. I'm telling you. I already knew
He's a
it.
deviant.
Alright, come on.
Anyway,
Calm
listen.
down.
Here's the thing. Kid Harington as the Black Knight. Are we gonna buy it?
It's a stretch.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
a total stretch.
What do you
It's
mean
a
a
stretch.
stretch? He's carrying a sword.
What?
It's like it's.
Winter is
Every
coming
role
too.
he's ever had.
Winter is coming.
Are we gonna buy him carrying?
Are we gonna
buy
I don't know. Like,
Helmet.
it's totally.
He's got
a
a
stretch.
He's got a big hairy fluffy collar too.
Yes.
This
Crazy.
seems like it's
It's not-
beyond his wheelhouse.
It's
to be
not-
honest,
I don't think it's a good
Can I
look.
hit you with a
I don't
slipper?
think
It's not
I
in
don't
his
think it's
wheelhouse.
gonna work.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna
I
work at all.
can't. I don't think we can get somebody from the Night
All right,
Watch
so those were
to be the Black
Yeah.
Knight.
those were
That's-
the
What'd you say his
Marvel
name was? Kit
news.
Harrington? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he was the
Okay.
original Knight Rider.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh, God.
the
Nice.
Michael.
He was the original car.
Yeah. nice.
yeah. So that's the Marvel news that I heard.
We got to. I'd like to see David. I'd like to see the Hoff ride Kit Harington.
So no. Speaking of set
While
leaks,
eating a burger.
there has been set leaks about the new CBS All Access show Star Trek Picard. There has been leaks from apparently CBS officials that say this show is going to be a disaster like Discovery.
What?
Sweet.
Yeah. So they're saying
I thought
that
Discovery was well liked. Did I? What?
people hate it.
Oh, really?
They hate
They hate
it.
STD?
They hate STD. Good for them.
Who
I do
would have
too.
thunk it?
Well, STP is not going to be any better. So
I think that like the first season that they think that people are gonna hate the first
they
season.
said the first 5 episodes of Star Trek Picard is going to turn off.
But they played
every
Build-A-Bear with Data.
single Star Trek fan.
They go to the Build-A-Bear workshop and
Yeah.
rebuild Data.
Wait, did Ryan Johnson direct it?
No, Alex Kurtzman is part of it, and he's apparently ruining the Star Trek universe as we know it on CBS All Access.
Nice.
So
well, what to put it on CBL?
I can't wait for them to weaponize warp traps.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, look. I've said it before on the show, and I'm going to say it again. I think that I'm interested in seeing Star Trek Picard for one reason and one reason only, because I think they might be able to broach that the Federation isn't all that it's cracked up to be.
It's a fascist regime.
It absolutely is. It's the
Every
empire.
episode.
It is the empire of the Star Trek universe.
That's actually not the point.
But that's the.
That's like the opposite
Why
of
do
the
you give
point.
me that look, Todd?
The
The
Federation.
Federation is the empire of the Star Trek
it's
universe.
not a military entity.
Okay, here's the difference. Okay, because it's not even
Oh,
a
the
difference.
difference between a
Here's the-
peacekeeping.
It's the same thing. What are they? Okay, what is Darth Vader doing in Star Wars?
Killing the younglings.
He is destined.
He's
killing
After
younglings.
that. After that.
After that,
Oh.
he is.
after he killed younglings?
Right.
Oh, he's just force choking everybody.
He's trying. What is he
He's
trying
into
to
it.
do?
He murders generals.
He's trying to bring the galaxy to its knees to get under the power of the Emperor. Correct? So that they fall in line. What does the Federation do in Star Trek?
Kill younglings.
They wait for.
No. After that.
Listen, by the way, the answer is not what you want it to be. They wait for a civilization to become advanced enough to contact them, and then they welcome them into the
Right,
Federation.
they welcome them into the Federation. Not only do they welcome them, they tell them to come into the Federation and be part of the Federation. And guess what? Who is their biggest enemy? The Romulans and the Klingons, because they told the Federation to F off because we want to be our own people. And yet the Klingons are the
Romulans
villains.
and the Klingons are the good guys?
The Empire is the
Are they
exact
the
same thing as the
Republic to
Federation,
you?
except they're using two different political tactics.
And the Romulans
So the
eventually
Klingons
That's
joined
not
the
true.
Federation.
That's not true because they're not a military force. They're not trying to go in and conquer people.
Whoa. They have tried their best. Even for a man who loves William Shatner and Captain Kirk, they have done their best. They did their best to try and get the Klingons into the Federation. It took them until the next generation to do that, but still, or at least get Worf in there. I'm telling you, it's the same. It's just two different political ideals.
It's not because they're not. There's no. It's the Star Trek was always about exploration.
You don't.
It's not about. It's not about like it's. They. What's. I mean, come on. They have the Prime Directive.
That they never abide.
Yeah, they never.
Thank you.
Shatner's like,
Sorry.
Shatner's
Sorry,
like,
Todd. I'm with you, but I'm. I gotta
Shatner's like, the Prime
Thank you.
Directive is great, but what if I bang
What
it?
if I bang? Yeah.
The Prime Directive. But there's all these younglings.
For Shatner to bang? Is that
Who crosses the neutral zone in Star
After.
Trek more than the Enterprise? No one. Just him. Just Kirk.
But that's just.
He's
one
like, hey,
that's-
shouldn't we stay on this side of the line? Kirk's like,
No, we're gonna go that way.
I'm kind of there with you.
right.
If you say that like it's just like the Enterprise, like that's it.
I think,
But the Enterprise is. But the thing is,
the Enterprise is doing the Federation's work.
yeah. But they're one of the only ships that are getting their like the 5-year mission. They're not. There's not a lot of other people out there with a 5-year mission.
Right, but they're.
yeah, the rest of them are doing boring stuff like Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
How dare you?
They're
Deep
like, "Here,
Space Nine
you
is classic.
You guys run this truck stop over here.
Look. I think it's two different political ideologies, but with the same purpose.
It's not.
I think
You're wrong.
I think the Star Trek
It's
Federation
completely
is
different.
a very left wing ideal. The Star Wars is a very right wing ideal, and I think what's interesting about both is that it's interesting to see that in that perspective, and I think it's fascinating to me. I love that. And by the way,
You didn't say different. You said
By
they were
the
the same.
way,
You said that the Empire was the same as
they
Federation.
are the same as the Federation, except
Then
they're
how
using two
are
different
they
tactics.
How
They're
are they
same
left
thing.
and right?
Same
but
thing.
they're the same.
They're the same thing. Here's the thing.
No,
By the way, here's the other thing. Star Trek.
Here's the
Star
thing.
Trek.
From
Here's
my
the other thing.
perspective, the neutral zone is on this side.
Star Trek is the better. By the way, Star
They
Trek,
were
in my
asking to be
opinion,
contacted.
is the better
They
series.
were asking to be contacted.
You mean it's the better.
They were
Star
on the
Trek-
higher ground.
I think Star Trek, in my opinion, is better than Star Wars by leaps and bounds.
But there's no lightsabers.
It's more conceptual.
I think it's much better.
It's all right.
You
man.
just like
Whoa!
that. You just like
Is
them
this
because
the
they have
Star
food
Wars
replicators.
versus
Look, man.
Star Trek fight right now?
I'm
There,
there.
there ain't no food replicators on the Millennium Falcon,
There
bro.
isn't any, bro. They can replicate a good chess game with stupid holograms, though.
The original series was amazing,
Fantastic.
and especially first time, it was just incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's no reason why that didn't run in syndication for 15, 20 years. It was just timeless. Next Generation came out in 88, I think, 87 or 88.
Something like that, yeah.
And it was great. I mean, and then...
Yeah.
and-
First of all, it wasn't great. Picard was a puss, and he turned everything into a psychological issue with himself. Anyway, don't get me started.
TNG was great, and you're an idiot.
And on top of it, they had Industrial Light and Magic doing all the special effects.
I think Deep Space
So
Nine is better
that's-
than TNG, by the way.
Wow.
So,
Have you? And so actually, on the
What?
TNG tip is because they actually released the Bible of the blueprints of each of the ships from TNG.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. Like the detail they put into those ships in that era when they started redoing the movies from the original generation, the Shatner generation ships, and then they were updating it to be technically, look like it could actually be a real thing that would be built. You
Yeah.
know.
First of all, on
Yeah.
this
They
show,
have
he'll be
bathrooms and everything.
he'll be known as the Shat, not Shatner. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Shat.
The
you can say
Shatnator.
Shat.
You can say the Shat.
Yeah, past tense is okay.
That's okay. Anyway,
You look at his Shat.
I have to say,
It came out
There
from
is only-
just beyond his gooch.
there's only one Star Trek show that I have yet to watch, and that's because I do have a prejudice against it. I'm not gonna lie.
Because
to you.
it's a woman.
I don't like Voyager. Don't like it. Don't like
I've
it at all.
heard that is actually one of the better Star Treks. So you're just being a jerk idiot.
Whatever, man. It is not. My favorite one, other than Star Trek, is Enterprise with Captain Jonathan Archer, Scott Bakula.
You love.
No, it's Janeway all the way, bro.
Oh gosh, no.
No, but I mean, as we're talking about the Star Trek universe, like I'm a big fan of the Star Trek universe. I really think that it represents some of the best things about science fiction.
I agree.
100% about the genre in general.
Agreed.
It doesn't have lightsabers, bro.
What?
Like as much as I like Star Trek, I love it, especially as an adult. Like I think that this
here's
is
the
something
thing
you
is,
should
you
be
can't
into.
have a lightsaber in a universe where they respect physics.
No, you can't. I mean, like we're not. Let's
Like they're
come on.
totally respecting physics in the Star Trek
All
universe.
right. To be fair,
Star Wars is freaking gravity in space.
It's true. It's true. Star Wars is gravity in space.
Like you could be in the vacuum of space and fall on something. Like you could drop bombs on a Star Destroyer in
That's
space.
because Ryan Johnson ruined everything. That's not because of. It's a good. Anyway,
You
Has
find out.
Ryan
You find.
Johnson done a Star Trek thing?
No, he hasn't.
I can't wait to see it because he'll ruin it.
Right, I
I
wanna
want to
see
see
it.
him ruin it.
There's gonna be all kinds of
to this.
honestly,
physics
like
changes and
honestly, I think that The Last Jedi should have been a Star Trek movie. That would have been better.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I think after watching the whole sequel series,
hell yeah.
I think the Last
if you're
Jedi.
talking about like the Palpatine's palace and all that, I would
Yeah.
see that as a Star Trek set for sure.
the
for
Last
sure.
Jedi is the
Snoke
best
is
out
sitting
of
there
all the
looking
new
down at
sequels.
Picard and just like
Yeah.
Last
No,
Jedi.
that's the Rise of Skywalker, the Palpatine Palace.
yeah, what were you talking about?
I was talking about The Last Jedi, where they drop the bombs and stuff. I'm thinking
You
that
can't do gravity in space in Star Trek.
Yeah,
They're
you
too
can't-
smart in
it's
that
too smart
universe.
for that. But like I said, I still think after
bombs
all
will
of this,
drop and just sit there.
They'll be like, "Oh crap, there's no gravity out here," and then their ship will blow up.
maybe a dreadnought's got its own gravity.
it
Who
could.
knows?
Who knows? Maybe there's a force. There was a force.
you know,
beam.
Maybe I mean they are large. They're super
They're
huge.
large,
Maybe
yes,
they're large enough to
but that's-
generate its own gravity.
They do. Everything
Well, the
generates its own
the
gravity.
Death Star
This
does.
has its own gravity. This has a gravitational attraction to this. It's
Right.
all commensurate to the mass.
Are we gonna science Star Wars: The Last Jedi, bro?
And I have,
It's a
and I,
function
what
of
we're doing?
It's a function of mass and distance. Okay.
and I have a
That-
gravitational attraction to you.